go over and finish pictures. Are we all, do we all need to be there together?
Well, the ones who have not done, you two have done it already,
Yes.
so then the rest of us can just slip over there. Get
Okay,
pictures.
we're gonna do that quick.
Okay.
Okay. Enjoy.
I already did mine. Oh, so. I didn't wanna go to church first.
I guess I'll. What's halfway present to per day.
Picture first.
So I don't know. I was like, you can just come as you are.
Unless we do it.
Miss you. Miss you and your husband.
Yeah. Did you guys already have one with a black background? Yes?
No, he just took mine right now.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. You guys already did yours?
Yeah, we just did ours today, yeah.
Perfect.
Trying to make it look fancy, huh?
Just for the magazine. Well, remember we used to do it and then we looked at like, why are some pictures from people like 8 years ago? And then some are like this year, so they're just trying to get consistent for when they do it in the magazine.
I don't look
I
different.
actually like it because
When I pucker or when I try to
If
put
you
lip
want.
gloss on or chapstick
but
or
the one in
something,
there.
my eye will close, and when I'm eating, my
That
eye
one?
close.
Really?
It's on some brown.
Yeah, cause like,
What is that? Little Bell's palsy or?
yeah, I
I
got
will
Bell's
get it.
palsy
Maybe.
I was
last.
just gonna say.
It's only these.
That should.
Well, I
You
got
go right.
it about three. This
It'll be
is my
tiny, that's all it's
second
used for.
Who knows?
Laura, did you already get one with grants before? Okay, I'll go. I'm sure he'll do it
We
again
adjust the
sometime,
layout.
cause I think we're gonna do one makeup day, we'll let you know.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you're in charge.
yeah.
Okay,
I still wanna- I still
wanna be legal
assistant.
You can come that morning and help get people to their spots. It's fun.
It's so interesting though, because
What are you gonna do?
we can do baby contests or something.
Oh, that's a cute one.
Oh,
I
baby
gotta find
contest is fun.
Boutique is like what I worked on for a decade in Alpine before I got put in charge. But it was so, the setup is so important. It's so important. And the selection is so important. To
And they
take
get
it from
okay,
like this, like,
so-
bleh,
I know.
like I don't even.
Oh,
know
yeah, they're in
what
library
to
hall.
like, I'm going shopping.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Well,
Yeah.
and like we've had
Okay,
issues in.
so have you, I've only been 1 year to it and I don't even remember it, so.
Well, not like on the day of is fine usually, but like people behind the scenes, like just some of the vendors, like we have a couple of chiropractors who wanna come in, but we haven't really allowed them.
Cause you make it a
Shopping.
Yes.
All shopping experience.
Yes, you know what we did, we did our boutique like this, right? We had a walking.
Oh, yeah.
And we just did along this one
So-
walking path that was out of the way, like our fireworks
Ours
was
is
here.
in like the big field here, and so we've got squares, my horrible drawings.
Kind of like Swiss.
And
cheese,
then
they do
it's like
this.
that, and everyone's on a corner, and we've got like 4 rows or something.
Okay,
Yeah.
then do you put the like,
And then food goes like this. Last year it ended up going like this, which I need to make sure that's not happening again. It went full
When- you know
circle.
what, that was fun, did they do the same rollout for the turn on the lights?
No, that was following the path.
That one was supposed to cut, you couldn't, the traffic.
Yeah.
Did you go to that?
We tried to, it was so packed that we like walked straight through and then went back to our.
Do you know what was interesting about that? The turn on lights, you know the way they have like the construction blocked off for them to park right here?
Yes.
So they had all left for the night?
There.
And there was like 70, but it says do not park. Okay, so I asked a couple, I was like, we park here, he's like, oh yeah, sure, they're gone. And I was like,
Oh,
oh,
bummer.
we should
They should have opened it up.
Totally,
You know, I mean, after, it's like, everything's hindsight with the bid,
Oh,
right, we're like, oh. crap.
completely.
Like,
Yeah.
that's the worst part about taking over an event you've had run before, you're like, where are your notes? Where is everything?
Yeah.
She's like, you need a baby contest, I'm like, where are their notes? I was-
It's very simple.
I was like,
Dude, I did that for a recipe.
I need notes for last time I made the recipe, so I want everyone else the sky
I
out
don't
in
know.
Yeah, the easiest part of
or
it.
water, and we were all like.
You know, so.
Then
But
you
had to
rush
kind of-
over like doing
And the girl was like,
everyone
I'm doing a new layout.
But to be fair, I feel like his
And I
thing
was
is supposed to
like,
take like
oh,
3
yeah.
hours,
Like, we did that
like the
video
when you do it with his
years ago.
class,
And it was
it's
a
like
class,
2 to
and
3
now
hours.
Oh, wow.
Twice a
You
week. So
did
we did,
it
yeah, and we did like a smaller,
No,
like
wait,
we did
you know
like,
what I mean?
I think they're both like
Like,
11 by
like,
17,
out-
so we did like smaller. And I was like, oh, only 2 hours, and of course then you go to talk with at the beginning.
Yeah.
No,
Everyone
it
does
was-
it, ask
it
a lot of
was
questions.
so-
I thought it was a really
Yeah,
fun
it
idea
was-
though.
and I
That
was
was
just-
cute.
I was telling her.
I think I think I'm just
Not
perfecting
that nobody wants to be in this corner, nobody wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm
Yeah,
sure he was
all of
like,
ours
yeah,
are
yeah,
pretty,
yeah, like-
everyone gets a pretty good fair share.
Yeah, his
of
house
who's
is
in the
pretty-
area.
have a big.
And
Did you-
then we have
did you think of
about
it, about it?
7 that we do double groups,
yes.
It's cute, I like that.
and that's like it. So,
Treats were good too.
The flow in and out of it is fine, everyone's usually
Yeah.
happy.
cause we're sandwiched between little kid carnival, boutiques, food, big kid carnival. It's how it's been.
Yeah.
Jen.
I also feel like I think like hybrid
Right, do different. ones.
Jen?
Oh,
you
you
guys
guys
pick
pick
which
which
one.
one you want.
Yeah, just last year's carnival, it's really good. And that was like, it's the same this year.
Just he does like a buzz.
Right.
You guys
It
like
was
small
like
houses.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Just super artistic.
Yeah.
A lot of those look like digital paintings.
Yeah, and a lot of them are just like kind of fun things, but I can see, you know, a lot of confidence,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
like.
cool. Dang, I should do that. I can make some.
Oh, yeah,
I'm just.
yeah.
And she was like, I don't know.
So I have seen, some girl that I do know, she like records that.
You don't really interact with the like people who
She
guys,
was
you
on
might be
like
like a game night or
That's
like
really
which
cool.
one,
Which I don't think is really
Yeah.
smart because you just have to film yourself.
It was
One-
really
one
good, they
time
weren't cards.
Yeah.
So
It
that's-
was just
that's
kind
cool.
of, but like, it was really nice.
Oh,
Like
nice.
parties are
Yeah,
awesome.
what, no.
Parties are-
Well,
This is the strategy. I'm.
Oh,
This is the
Okay.
So, okay, I'm going
I see
to,
how
I've never done that, I'm. It's essential, it's so interesting.
Pretty
maybe
clean
other-
place to kind of stop at.
Yeah.
Whenever you want.
Before, so.
Actually, we are, okay, we counted 4, so thank you.
Awesome.
Okay. So
Anyway,
we
this is
need
super-
to. Does anybody have any amendments to the notes? Did anybody get to read the notes? Okay, do we have a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting?
I motion to approve.
I s-
A second?
Yeah, I seconded. Do you have everybody's minutes?
All in favor?
Oh, we do them, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, perfect.
Okay, so I screwed up on this all the time.
It's okay, so it's all good. Okay. So updates, okay, start with the updates. Denise, is that gonna be you?
Yeah, Sydney and I will kind of bounce back and forth. We wanted to give you an update on the Grand Marshal. So the Grand Marshal that you all voted for was the Hearst family. So we're really excited to extend that invitation to them. That invitation will go out sometime probably next week.
They have like they do know a little bit because we kind of gave them, made sure they were comfortable with that and all their family, and so we will give them an official, like with a letter and things like that, but.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
doesn't that
so
just
we're
mean that
really
their son
excited.
can't join in any of the festivities?
They can join festivities, but it's
Why
just
would,
like,
Parade or how does that work?
yeah, I'm not sure, we'll have to
Let's
figure
be
out that
generous.
part.
His son works here.
With the family.
Okay,
Yeah,
so what's the
And
problem?
that's, I don't,
It was mentioned in the last meeting that because he was like worked for the city that he couldn't be honored, so I just don't know what his, I don't know what the role is, but I'd like to.
But he can surely be like there in like a supportive
I would have to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
we probably need to check, but I absolutely hope so.
okay.
Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, just to avoid the appearance of like, city employees essentially giving themselves awards and stuff like that, but it'll be fun. Because it's 3 generations.
yeah, we're essentially
That's
like,
everybody.
yeah, we're essentially like naming like, just the Hearst family in general as like what they've done for Orem in the past
Okay.
and now
Oh, I would love that.
and stuff like that,
So
so it's
should
just.
you guys have like a poster in the parade or something?
I think they are in the
Yeah, they get like a
parade. I'm
banner.
not sure
Can I
if like,
finish?
I'm sorry.
Of the person who passed away,
Yeah.
right? Like, is
That's a
there
good
going to be a
idea. Like the
poster of
missionary
him?
ones they do, like a full.
You know,
person.
well, I don't know about that, but just like a picture of who we're actually really celebrating, cause that's what I remember from the paragraph, right? It's the guy who
It
worked
is,
throughout
yeah.
I
the
wonder if we could
city.
get a
But also
picture of
his
his
mom.
mom too,
Yeah, his
you
mom
know,
was-
it'd be really cool to be able to have
So I'm just
something
saying,
like
like,
that on the.
Again, it's the
I
family,
like
but
that idea.
who are we actually really commemorating in
Mhm.
this? Sorry, I didn't mean to sound rude, I just.
No, we
Wanted to
spoke over you,
finish.
sorry. I like that idea.
So,
Do you mind jotting down that note, Kenna? Or-
Sorry, can you just specify that again? What
That,
specifically?
they were talking about having some photos or something to commemorate the people in the family who have passed away.
Got it. Who helped the city? So his mom was really instrumental in the rec center.
So like in the
Yeah.
mail, so like in the mailer, it'll be a
Oh,
picture
yeah.
of those two people, or it'll be like a giant family photo?
Probably the family.
Oh, okay, I mean, I don't.
We will
But-
figure that out.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, let's maybe also consider asking them
Yeah.
what they would prefer,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Cause
It's a good idea.
she might be more comfortable with just a picture of him
Yeah.
or something, you know what I mean?
And I think that's how we kind of went about it the first time when we asked them. We're just like, oh, well, you know, how they would feel comfortable with all of that. And so we will definitely, just ask them what they're comfortable with, if they want the photos of them on there, if they'd rather just, and we'll work through that.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah,
So we're excited about that. Student marshals have also been submitted. We don't know all of their names, but just letting you know that that process is going through and almost all of the principals have submitted their nominations for the student marshals, so that's really great. Also just commission advisor assignments, just wanted to make sure, does everyone know what you are being advisor over? Yes.
Who is doing what?
Do you wanna just say who is doing what here? Ashley, do you wanna share what you?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I thought I had a list and I was gonna be reading that.
No, I should put the
Okay,
list
I
up.
am helping the other Ashley with the fireworks tent and the food eating contest. Cool, bringing on the food eating contest.
And I'll be doing the gift bags for volunteers. And then helping with anything reading too, because I will be gone the week of.
And I think I'm still doing boutiques.
Yep.
Okay.
And we'll come to.
Oh, no, we're skipping, am I zooming? Yeah. Oh, I think I'm the baby contest, right? Is that right? Okay.
yeah, and I think we also have you assisting in boutiques as well.
Oh, cool, I get it.
Cool, well, you got your wish.
I get it.
Okay, car show.
Our show.
Oh, awesome.
Oh,
It's gonna be fun.
Awesome.
And then, Ashley's doing the fireworks tent, and then who else are we missing?
Paula isn't here, and
She's
she's
doing-
helping with
with-
Orchard's Jam, right? And then,
Kids
Kids
Crafts
Crafts
is Debbie.
that's right, thank you, and who else are we missing?
I think that might be it.
There was a.
Paula. I think we're good.
Okay, perfect.
Do we have school for all of it?
I think you.
I
signed
think
up
you,
to help
I think you've got those
one.
ones. We were just, I think, talking about the Orem Fest ones, but Memorial Day.
I
You got
was
that
just
one.
wondering because planning needs to start on that.
Yeah.
Because
It's not coming before Orange Fest.
maybe else.
I think you will have primary responsibility on both of those, and we will chat with you, and I think Pete will be involved in those again. Is that right, Pete?
Just like the building.
Just like the good old days. And then we'd love to get input on those too, if you guys had anything specific for those, but yeah.
Awesome. Any special requests?
Oh, yes, we are going to be talking about, just like asks that we are asking of you. Laura's going to be talking a little bit more about this, but just the different applications that are open right now, as well as volunteer opportunities, so and we'll talk about this a little bit more in the discussion items, but just your help in recruiting for help for those positions. Is there anything, Jen, from the council? Okay, thank you.
Okay, are you wanting to schedule, this next one says scheduling a time to meet with your committee?
is there anyone whose committee hasn't had a schedule? I know that we have our schedule for the boutiques. We still need to figure out how many volunteers we'll even have yet before we meet. With the fireworks tent, so we'll need to schedule some time to meet for that. We've already met with the car show folks, and then we'll be setting up a time with Paula for Orchard Jam.
We'll meet with
And yeah,
baby contest.
yeah,
We'll set up a time.
Okay, awesome, okay, well, so I have on here that the Wiles have submitted their resignation.
Oh.
So, they want to make sure there's a giant thank you, would you like to say something?
Sorry, just with scheduling and stuff, the Thursdays at 4 were just too hard and stuff, so we couldn't make the meetings. So,
we are so gonna miss you, and I'm so sorry that was.
Kat, how long have
a
you guys
thing.
been doing this?
I'm 4 years of being
he's
here.
4 years,
Like
I'm
10.
like 9, I think.
Oh my goodness.
Pete, do
That's
you,
probably about right.
like, I think
Wow.
9 years.
That's right.
It was right after the All Together Playground, yeah.
Cause you were instrumental in helping with bring the All Together Playground, at least that's what I've heard, is that
Yeah.
right? That's awesome,
Yep.
thank you.
So after the playground, they said, hey, we want you to come.
Yes.
So after the playground was finished is when I started.
It's been a lot of years of service and we really thank
So
you
it's fun.
for all this time. We really
Schedules
appreciate
didn't
you.
work out.
So we have a committee that meets at a different time, maybe you guys.
Yeah, I can stay on as volunteers.
Let me know, yeah.
I'm sure we'll be calling you for help.
I'm sure we'll be showing up at activities and stuff.
Good, good, thank you. We just wanted to make sure to say, just express our gratitude to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so the action commitment reporting.
Were there any action items from last time? Did anyone have any? I think it mostly from action items from last time was to submit those forms to say what the which advisor
What your
position you
preferences
wanted.
were,
Uh-huh, so I think everybody is taken care of that and we made those assignments. And the other one was the grand marshal. Those were the main action items from last time.
Okay, awesome.
Did we pick the theme?
Yes,
Yeah, what's
oh
the
my
theme?
gosh, sorry, we've been talking about it so much, I didn't realize. The theme that was selected was the beautiful past, bright future. And so that one is underway. We have some fun, the float will be reflecting some of the futuristic kind of stuff with some really cute aliens and Miro in a astronaut outfit and it's
And that's
just
for
a lot of
the
fun.
royalty.
The-
That's
yeah.
cool.
So it should be fun. We have McKenna is designing a pin, a collector's pin this year that will reflect the theme and some stickers and so it should be fun. If you think of some other ways that we can incorporate the theme, we also are gonna be putting music to our fireworks show this year. So the music is going to also kind of reflect and bring in the theme too. So those are some ways that we have thought of doing it, but we'd love for your input on how to add the theme to lace it throughout our Orem Pass this year.
Yeah, and I think that was actually some feedback that when we did like the survey at the end of the year last year was like, how can we incorporate the theme better into like our events or your grand marshal, you know, all of that, because I think we invite them to come to those things and we put the theme out in the parade, but other than that, we haven't really found like, you know, what we can really do. I think someone said like, what does this theme even do except for like you say it on the magazine? So if you guys have any ideas or if you've been in events or things, you know, how we can make the theme more prominent or
We
just a
did
bigger part.
a wood, like, it was like 4 pieces of wood, you know, with the theme on the back. And we did balloons on it and it was painted, somebody painted a mural with our theme and we moved it from event to event.
Oh, that is really
So
cool.
everywhere, like the welcome, it was right next to our city tent.
Oh,
And it was
yeah.
a huge thing and it was very easy to move because it was just
That's a good idea.
Any pictures that you can share with us?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I
trying to
might
visualize
have some in
it.
my old folder, but yeah. I mean, you know, a lot of people do
How do
these
we,
things through PTA.
do
days.
the grand marshals go on like a truck bed or a, you know what I mean? How do you do that?
Some sort of,
Last
Things
year,
maybe,
yeah.
cause then we could maybe use that as well.
Yeah, like it.
yeah, and we'll see how it is different this year, cause last year was just one person, it was Val Peterson,
Oh,
and
sure.
and so he was just like in a car.
Okay.
But if they have more people, then we would probably look for something different, because obviously the car would fit everyone. But I like that idea, I think we could find someone to do something similar.
I think that's
Put that by
fabulous.
the information tent and have like a photo op and have
Yeah.
hashtag on social media.
I love that.
You know,
for sure.
I think we had, it was, we contacted this, like the high school and their drama club thing made it.
That's cool.
Cause their play was like in April and they had nothing for the end of the year and they were like, yes, we wanna do that, and they had their artists.
Or the Sierra.
That's awesome. I was
Yeah,
gonna say
Sierra
the
has
Sierra.
their
They have-
amazing
Yeah, the
They have a lot
Sierra
of
loves to
talent
get involved.
department.
So, yeah, it was a little thing and it was, the artist wasn't paid. She got like,
It was just something that
she got put
donated.
in the mailer that the art belonged to her.
I love
Anyway,
that idea.
So
Did we
that's an
capture
idea.
that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
We do like
Good,
an essay
yes.
contest as part of it.
I think there
Yeah,
is an
like
essay
photo
contest.
You put photos up that they're like displaying as
Oh,
part
yeah.
of the thing.
He does love a good contest.
Is that you, Pete?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can get word to the high school photo classes or just through the community generally.
Yeah,
And then
that'd
we
be
have like a
cool.
display like they do at the state fair, just
Mhm.
mock-ups.
I like that.
Yeah.
Cool. I love that.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that I'm supposed to be the one. Okay.
Oh, you're good.
All right, training.
That's you, Laura.
So you have this webpage, you wanna funnel everybody to it, so that everybody, let's click on children's crafts.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe we should go to the Orem Fest website so they can see where. it is.
Okay.
So Pete put them in two locations. There's one
So-
above and there's one below. You click on volunteer. So we want everybody that helps you out to sign one, so we'll have a record of how many people are helping each event. So then we can get the little volunteer deeds.
So we just text it to them, hey, you wanna help with that event? And then you just send them the link, sign up here, sign up here.
Yep,
Okay.
yep, so let's click on the children's craft helper. So your friends or your family would go there. And you get this little description, kind of what's involved, and then you go down, and that's where they'll fill out their information. And then down below is the volunteer waiver, those are so they'll just click the ship that they want. So with your event, just let me know what you want included on this webpage, and it puts a volunteer opportunity for people, so you click on that, and then once I get the application, I'll send it on to you, and so you can kind of vet who you're getting. But if you go down a little bit and further, that's where you sign the waiver, so everybody should have them filled out. Cool, that way we have a record of how many people are helping at everybody's event, and then you'll have an accurate list of how many goodie bags to make. Awesome.
So it helps
And
us
this
to
is
have
live
track.
right now, they can start doing this right now. Awesome.
Genius.
So let's look at the categories, so we have. We're hoping maybe to leave them up there, so everybody in the future, they'll know, well, maybe this position was filled this year, but maybe I'll be able to do it in the
Get a
future,
release.
so they'll know, yeah,
Yeah.
they'll know what's coming up. They pick it. So a lot of businesses already plan their service projects in January, February, so if these are.
Yeah.
Cool. So look at that and see if you want to add something for boutiques or whatever you have.
So just email with you, what is your email?
Art with release.
So.
Just email you with any changes or things you want.
Oh, what you want added.
Thank you.
So if there are any of you, when you're planning out your areas, that you feel like you need to have additional volunteers, we can create a listing for that.
Maybe even
Sure,
if your
too.
friends or your family are helping, have them fill out one,
Yeah.
so we have a record of.
And isn't that so they can get a shirt and
Yeah,
goodie
a
bag
shirt, a
too?
goodie bag, yeah, so we
they-
wanna make sure we
yeah,
have enough.
They definitely wanna fill it out, they get more stuff.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, so that'll help, and we will, like, once we have these committee meetings, we'll say, like, you know, we'll talk and chat how many baby contests, you know, assistance that we need, and then we'll go over them, make sure that we get in touch with them, and then this, yeah, just helps Laura out, for a bunch, cause she'll be able to keep track of them, and then we can just have everyone to the same place.
Also waivers.
Waivers, yes.
Debbie-
Waivers.
Yeah, and Debbie with the children's crafts, if she has a lot of volunteers, and maybe she wants to share with somebody else.
What's under the FAQ?
Sorry, say that again.
What's under the FAQ?
FAQ.
Oh, frequently asked questions.
So if you want something else added there, just let me know. We can add it.
Okay, cool. So they have to be 12 or older. Okay.
Some of the positions are 16 and older, it just depends on what they're doing.
Will it specify that on the application?
On the description,
Okay.
yeah.
Should we click on one of the things so we can see the little, what's listed on an application? Let's click on, are you guys done with this list?
Yes.
Okay.
Us to just kind of go through and see what the application looks like.
Okay.
So let's go on
So we
children's
did
crafts
children's
folder.
crafts, do we wanna do something else?
You could do the information booth first.
Information booth?
No, let's do
Okay.
that one. So it's kind of like a little, just a job description, so that they know what they're gonna get involved in. And so try to be as thorough as you can. When you
Did
get
we
the
have
information.
pickleball this year? Didn't we do
Yes.
it last year? But it's just
Yes.
not on,
It's the sports
not
assistant
connected
one.
to us? Oh,
Yeah, it's the one that's
okay.
a sports assistant, I
Okay,
think.
it's just more general,
And
okay,
they can kind of plug in,
to lots of different ones,
yeah.
Yeah, cause there's also like the kickball and then the cornhole tournament. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Seems simple enough.
Mhm.
And so where was the one we wanna put just general volunteers, like if we're gonna have somebody?
Mhm.
she could make.
Can make
okay.
one.
Yeah, I think there should be like just a general, so that especially if we end up kind of recruiting people to help with like.
Yeah, that would be
Less-
good, cause that's what I.
Are you
did
kind of
last
just
year.
like good
I
with
signed up
whatever?
with
Yeah.
the
Good to help
volunteer,
with whatever.
And then
Or like, hey, you're gonna help me.
know which one to select.
I wanna make sure you do this, sign up under the general so that we have your name and information just in
Yeah, like
case,
review,
Yeah,
right?
we can do that.
Yeah.
Put a link in there too, so they can say like, if they're looking by somebody, so they can.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
Like put a name or say, I'm
That's such
helping
a
out
great
with this person at this activity.
So some sort of an other spot where they can
Or a
fill in.
notes field or
Uh-huh.
something.
Yeah.
Laura, we had talked about too, sometimes we have people that show up spontaneously and they're like, hey, I wanna help, or I wanna volunteer, or sometimes we have a last minute need, like maybe some volunteers fell through and we had to hurry and bring in the troops from the neighborhood or whatever, you know. When they do that, they can still check in at the information booth, and then there'll be this release waiver here that they can just it is kind of a catch-all place there where they can go through, sign the waiver. We'll have a QR code at the information booth so that they can sign this waiver and then just go to work wherever they're needed. So, we'll have to have a little few extras for those spontaneous volunteers, the goodie bags there. Is there
So
anything
the
else?
next one, we kind of categorize it out so I could do your application to be quicker. Because if they do a general one, they check a bunch of boxes,
Yeah,
but a whole bunch of committee members
Yeah.
are calling that person and they get overwhelmed and decide not to volunteer.
Makes sense.
So this kind of forces them to pick.
Oh, okay. Don't do that. Makes sense.
some of these, they have been used in past years and maybe we won't use them this year, I don't know, but they're kind of part tier, and if, let's say, if there is something, but there isn't, an opportunity to do it, then it just won't go anywhere. It just will be kind of a dead
And
lead.
maybe I can learn how to, when
Okay,
you click on it.
so we can
it
make
says
one that is like
it's
the
full.
fireworks tent. So the people that we need or that we've already committed to can have a place to sign up, right?
Yeah.
Do their stuff.
Yeah.
And then will they show as full or like
That's
closed
what
when they're full?
that's what Laura was kind of trying to work on, is showing, thank you for your interest, we have enough volunteers. Select
I
some different.
think it might be helpful to kind of say how many people you're looking for,
Yeah,
because if you're in a group with
See.
You know. 30 kids in your youth group and you're thinking, what would be something that we could do together?
together,
Right,
exactly.
so you know how many people they're looking for, or if they only need 5 people, that's maybe not the
So-
best option.
This, the forms are, not like, I don't know if you've ever used Sign Up Genius or Sign Up. It's not built in the same way where it shows the different shifts and how many are left. But we can.
Even
we
if
will
it's
put
just
our,
the description,
yeah.
Yeah.
even if it's just in the
Good for
description,
large
let's say we're
groups
looking for
or-
around
yeah.
this many
Click on
people.
children's crafts helper. So this is very basic, cause these are the forms we use for the city. Let's see, scroll down to where it shows the shifts available. Where it says
Oh, it says
Thursday, yeah,
the
so it's right
spots
there,
available.
four spots available, and I change that, every time it gets full, I change it.
We could also put like, if you have a large group or youth group or church group, they would like to just email you.
And maybe that's what we put
I
on
think that's a great
on
idea.
like on the
Yeah.
description box, but if you go back one, you can use on the side. Just go back to the main page. Yeah, like even right here, how do I participate, and maybe we should do at the bottom like an asterisk or something. Laura, that says like if I have a large
Group,
group or group over, 10, I don't know, then just to contact and we can find something for them specifically.
That's a great idea.
And then maybe we can do, like, we can help them a little bit easier instead of like everyone just doing it at different times and stuff like that, so. We will do that.
Perfect. Anything else, Laura, on this? Any,
Does anybody have any questions or?
I think it's great, yeah, it's awesome.
thank you, I think this will help us out a lot.
Okay, so we need discussion items, application, recruitment and status. Registration opened. Oh, awesome. Are you guys gonna tell us about what the applications and stuff for this are?
Yes.
Awesome.
Maybe we can kind of go through that on the website too. Okay, so here's Orem Fest. And here's where you can go to the applications. And here are all the different applications that people can fill out. So some of them are open right now. So we have boutiques open, we have food vendor. We've got the car shows now open on here. The Orem's Got Talent, food eating contests, entertainment, and the business showcase. Some of these are still closed. The Spirit of Orem Award will be open soon, so then we can start receiving nominations for people in the community who we feel deserves this special award. And then coming soon will be this volunteer. We just wanted to kind of fill it out with you, add these suggestions, and then that will be opened up. And then parade, we're just finalizing parade rules before we open this up for applications. But this is where you can direct people to be able to apply. February 28th is coming up pretty soon. That's when boutiques and food vendors, the applications are closing, and entertainment. So those 3 will close in just a couple of weeks. So if there's anyone that you know of that you're
How
like,
many-
oh, hey, make sure to apply, do it before that.
80.
Ish. 80.
Was it 80?
Is it competitive to get in?
Yeah.
Oh, very
Can I ask a question about that? Somebody, maybe you guys know, somebody showed up at council meeting this week and was upset that they didn't get into this. They said it was supposed to be for Orem people, like, what are the criteria for picking?
So this one is a tricky one that we kind of go back and forth about. I'm sure we know this one. We have generally chosen, it's tricky because it depends kind of what they are. Boutiques is generally supposed to be like goods and like shopping, similar more like to a farmer's market because we want it to be, is that correct, Kirsty? Like goods and shopping and things that they have. When we generally choose between Like we generally try to choose Orem over someone else if it's like a competitive, like different things, like if, you know, two people are trying to sell like, you know, jewelry and that's kind of the spots that we have, then we do generally try to choose the Orem person. But we have kind of gotten to a couple tricky situations where it's like chiropractors trying to come, it's like
More of a business showcase.
yeah, like, and so we have tried to kind of bring those people to like a business showcase, which is with the car show, where they're able to like share what they do and, you know, they could do like coupons and things like that, but not necessarily like vending. And so we've kind of gone back and forth. I don't know what this person's specific product is. We definitely don't try to like obviously take that away from any Orem ones, but it's mostly just trying to create the vision and the business and like the goods that we want
Cause
there.
it's a boutique
It's a
experience, it's
boutique.
not a business meeting.
Yes, it's and it's also not like an expo, like it's not, it's
She's
supposed
supposed
to
to
be
be a brother or something that she made.
yeah, we know exactly who that is.
So, and I think there's a good reason for it, but I think her other point was, when do you let people know? I think it was, she just felt like it was really too close to the event, so I assume you're on all of
Yeah,
them.
that's why applications, we actually bumped up the deadline for that to the 28th of February, so that gives us a little bit more time to go through, make selections, and let the vendors know that they have enough time to prepare. So that is something that we have acted on this year. It does make it a little tight, and we've let people know through social media, we've emailed our past vendors that have participated in the past, or anyone who's applied in the past. But that's where we could really use your help too, is if you know folks that that would be interested in applying, encourage them to go through that. Deadline's coming up, and that goes for entertainment, food vendors, and boutiques.
And
Yeah.
so we let them know a hard line on when we'll let them know back.
In the application, it does, I think it does have a time that we would let them know, but I'm gonna have to double
Maybe
check on
I
that.
would just like to see like, okay, you will know by X date, just commit to the date, whatever that date is. Just so
Yeah,
that they
we'll
don't
double
make
check and put that on all of them too, and then sometimes that one, and of course that one, will take a quick second, cause this goes to parks to decide, and actually like, you know, the parks people, I think that's sometimes hard to understand too, is like, you know, like the parks people, they need to make sure we have enough power for those specific like
Yeah.
trucks and things like that, and so then same thing for like boutiques, we're trying to find a variety, if there's, you know, 50 Orem businesses that wanna do jewelry, unfortunately, like that just doesn't really, you know, it needs to be like a mix and stuff like that, so. And we're trying to do the balance too between like being fair and not, we love to support Orem, things like that, and but then also like do, you know, provide a good experience and a good variety for the people coming.
Well, there's certainly a lot of competing priorities, which is
Yes.
tricky, so I totally get that, but let's just do what we can to mitigate the hard feelings, and I think one of those is, let's create a date, and maybe it's like closer to the event, and if we get the word out early, that's great, but at least they have them in mind, this is when I will know.
Yes, you know,
Do we know how many people we have had apply so far for boutiques and food vendors?
Also, yeah.
You sent the email out like.
You know what
last
is
week,
an
right?
interesting.
Yeah, cause the
it's
email
been,
went out
the
this
boutiques
last week.
one, well, the boutiques one's actually been out for a while, they sent out another email, and they've also sent it out through
Facebook.
like, I don't remember when we first posted about it, I wanna say near the beginning of January.
Yeah.
We started, I don't know if we can do this, but we did this a couple of years because we kept having like an Usborne Books lady that kept wanting to come, and we were like, she made no sales, like this is, and she was like wanting to be there and really, and so we started at the end. When they would check out, they had to check out with us, and they had to tell us the number of sales they got. And we did it with food trucks as well, and then we would list the next year the applications, and anybody under 25 sales, we did free. So it could be something as they exit that we just say, hey, cause they know on their registers, on their square, whatever, they'll say how many sales you did for the day, it's like 45, whatever. And so that was part of the application that they would agree when they signed to send us that. If they also didn't send us that, they were in jeopardy of not sending that too. So that can kind of make it a little bit more cut and dry and say like, we just think your jewelry's ugly, like, you know, which gets a little personal. Or like, we think your homemade thing soap's weird or whatever, it can get a little more business, like, hey, we just bring back this, and sometimes that takes the heat off of you. And you're, and some of those quirky personalities, they just like doing the show, and they really aren't selling much and no one's buying anything. But it also shows you too, if they did 150 cells and they were quirky, it was like, well, I guess people like them, I guess.
Yeah, I guess
So-
Corky's cool.
Yeah, I guess they had a niche, you know, thing here, so
Yeah.
anyway, that could be something you add to the
That's
application
awesome.
that they agree to within like 48 hours of the day ending, set the number of cells.
Are we too late to do that?
And they don't have to send a dollar amount, but they can
to our
give a number.
agreement, because the
Well-
application is different than the agreement, and the agreement we haven't set up because we need to select them first, and then they do an agreement, so we could definitely add that to the agreement. That they understand that, like, requalifying means you need to hit a minimum amount of sales each day or whatever that threshold
You may not know
is.
what that is, just maybe a percentage.
Yeah.
And maybe we just say, you just have to let us know, and then we decide where that line is after the fact.
Yeah.
But another thing that also does is if they're a chiropractor, you're not doing any sales. If you're a real estate agent, you're not doing any sales, handing out business cards, so you automatically didn't hit that.
Right, yeah, that is great, I love that,
So
thank
there's-
you.
So far, we have 79 food applications and 93 boutique applications.
And we only take like 15 or something food vendors, so. Anyways, that one's up to par, so it's okay.
So I guess that answers the competitive part of the question, right?
Could we fit more boutiques in if we had a lot of quality, can we do 150?
I don't know, cause I'm not in charge of that layout
Oh.
in that,
Probably-
like the
I
space.
don't think we can fit
But
them
I
in
don't
the
think
space.
so.
We'll have, yeah, I don't know, the thing is, it's already pretty squishy, and I think also it's a lot of like power, it's because everyone gets power, so it's a lot of spider boxes everywhere, and then it's hard to reach certain areas, cause also the carnival, but
Do you have to let
Last-
everyone get power?
that's what they're being promised.
Okay.
Yes.
And then last year we had issues with the food trucks encroaching on.
Yeah, and that was one mistake on, she's not here, so I'm gonna say it, Karina's part. That we accidentally had promised a prior year that they could be there, and they kind of just reminded us like a day or two before, so that was our, but that will not happen again this year, because it was so great.
Awesome.
And then, yeah, we have some of those, especially because, yeah, we have obviously need time to get back to the boutique and food vendors. But also we are hoping to get enough of that stage entertainment in so that that can be printed in the magazine this year, because it's never been in the magazine, but I think it's kind of fun to see some of the stage or maybe who's performing, and so that's why that one's closing so early. Of course, we will have people after that will say, you know, please let me in, but you know, it is what it is, and I think this year is the first year that we're trying to push it earlier, and then following years they'll kind of know that it just has to happen earlier because the magazine has to finish so that it can get out.
What did we
So, yeah.
talk about? Is there any sort of do you filter the event entertainment?
Yes,
Like, and how much, does that get pretty full?
Do we know how many entertainment applications there are, Pete?
I'll let me look at them.
And one thing that they're doing a little differently this year is, this stage entertainment is usually done by, the communications team here at Orem, like they are the ones that manage it, and they have the Arts Council that, or commission, similar to, we are the events, they have an Arts Commission, and they are going to be the ones that determine the lineup for the entertainment.
but I think we will have
So-
one person here, I don't know if that would be like you now to go with when they do the arts council, just so we have some of that overlap. A lot of arts council help, which we prioritize their view and then also just.
Yeah,
break it
have
in
a
there.
good
So,
balance.
Well,
yeah.
it's an opinion.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, there's 58 apply for the stage.
Oh,
And I
okay,
think, how many spots do we need,
Like 12 maybe.
Oh.
maybe 12, 8 to 12?
okay.
It's not that much, because we used to do scales and tales, we have all these shows, jugglers, magic magicians.
Fills in with
It's
some
also
of the
competitive.
Forum things,
This
yeah,
is-
we'll have the food contest, we'll have Warren's Got Talent. But those people that aren't picked, a lot of them will apply to be in Orm's Got Talent, and we'll also have to probably, do we filter that one too? Cause if there's obviously more people apply than,
For sure.
yeah,
So
so.
it's also a great list to pull from for the summer concert series that
Mhm.
we do, and then we'll also be having Taste of Worm that will have a lot of entertainers that can participate in that too. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. And then there's also Orchards Jam, but that one we usually select.
Yeah. Yep,
The other thing that was on here was the spirit of Orem, and I wondered if we wanted to get like a definition of that. what the Spirit of Orem Award even is, and just to kind of, for me too,
Well,
know what it is.
Where we, in the first meeting, we kind of floated the idea a little bit of, trying to kind of put out there, what's the couple that does the.
My hometown,
Yeah. The,
the berries.
yes, the berry fountain. So yeah, what's the description of the Spirit of Orem?
Yeah, so historically, it's been, whatever the theme is, people who embody the theme. Like it's bright path, beautiful future, or beautiful path, bright future. That's kind of what we're looking for, maybe someone who's done great things in the past, or someone who's doing great things for the future of Orem. That's just historically what it's been, but it's up to the commission, you're the ones that pick on, based on the nominations that come in.
Yeah, so people kind of just put that on social media, probably in the next little bit, and then that's where people nominate, and they don't maybe put their names, why they nominate, and then we'll look through them and you guys get to, we'll do like kind of like the voting.
And you're welcome to nominate people as well,
Yeah.
if you have people in mind, put in.
So it comes
Who
from
put the berry family up
residents.
for the? That was for
It was
the
just
Grand
in the
Marshal.
nominations that
Yeah.
were gathered from,
We just, whoever did that, we need to make sure they are
yeah,
putting them forward again.
oh, true,
You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
how many are selected?
Two.
Just two. Two, if it's a couple, does that count as one?
You've never done a couple, it's always just been individuals.
Always
A
been
couple would be
individuals.
fine, for sure.
I would think they could just count as one.
Yeah, okay. Or, and it's not, it's intended for individuals or potentially a couple, not necessarily organizations,
Never been given to an organization.
okay. And when do we anticipate opening up that nomination?
I think if, after tonight, if we're settled on the direction, we can do it.
Sure. How does everyone feel about that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect, and yeah, and normally they're in the parade as well, so maybe, and so we'll have something for them. And then, yeah, we'll open up the rest of these applications as soon as we kind of nail it down, just a couple more of the details.
Will you email us as well each time these applications are going out? Cause it's good to have a reminder so that you can talk to people about it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
We need to do that.
Yeah, we can do
Maybe
that.
I'm not as up on the Orem Instagram. as
I
everyone
know,
else,
hopefully you
so-
guys follow the Orem Instagram where P might get activated.
I do follow that. Do we put that up though? Like, hey, this opened it on that.
Yeah.
That's where it goes out.
And they'll remind, like, you
They
know,
go
they'll
out
do
on
another
city
one, like, hey,
bills, too.
boutiques are closing in 2 weeks, or, say that again?
When you send out like a city bill, does it go out in that?
That's a good
Like, you have a city
question, I'm not
newsletter
sure.
goes
Yeah,
out?
it was a
It is a
newsletter.
newsletter.
Goes in the newsletter,
But I
okay.
don't think it makes the bills,
Does the newsletter go out with your bill on an email? Do you get an email?
like,
Okay.
Okay, I have a question here about the Spirit of Orem. You said the couple or individual, and I was wondering, is there a reason why it couldn't be an organization? I don't know of any, but I was wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a
that's good
nonprofit
question.
or something?
I was just seeing if there's a reason for that.
I don't think so, I just don't know if it's ever been, but I don't know that we're against it.
So that's not a rule. It could be if we saw an organization that really did this beautiful past and future.
That's a good point.
Okay, so you'll let us know when these things start opening up,
Yes.
so that we can push it a little bit
Yes.
in our own circles. Okay. Okay, so what action items do we have for next time?
I don't think that Rodney had a chance to give any updates on car show, but Laura, did you have?
Maybe have your volunteer needs, like your idea of what.
Yes.
Get all of the volunteer
like,
requirements to
yeah, like
you.
Description of what you want.
Okay, by next time.
Do you all
Okay.
have Laura's email?
Just go share it.
Could you email that to me?
Yeah, okay, we'll send that out
Yeah.
to everyone. Okay, I'm really counting on your notes.
I'm taking.
Action item for me to send out Laura's contact information.
Okay.
Laura, I really do think we might need another category on those volunteers. So that it's something if we're, you know, if Crystal, you recruit a bunch of friends to help you put together these things.
Like a little button that says,
There's
decided
yeah.
to click here.
Yeah, oh, good idea.
Yeah,
And then, if you have a large group.
Yeah.
here.
yeah. And then is the people that we kind of are picking, you know what I mean, through that we have specific needs for, there's a place to filter them through you so that you have all the information that you need, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Was this,
I love this.
Do you want us to
Put this
send this
together.
out to everyone in the post email?
Rodney, did you do this?
If the committee here. I'll take.
I love this poster.
we kinda did that.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's very
Have to thank
awesome.
our support staff here, but I think that's a really neat poster, of course, it's a full size, I just shrunk it down. The other side is probably won't pertain to you, this is what I gave to my post that we posted, American Legion meeting last night. So that's my agenda for that, but I had these with me, I think that's really a nice one.
I love this poster.
So if no one objects to that, I'm gonna go ahead and send that up. Okay.
Another action item for me.
Thanks.
Send out
So-
the poster to them.
Does the card thing fill up too? Oh,
Say that again?
Does
the
car show usually fill up as well?
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
an amazing card.
Car
I
shows
always walk through it.
packed.
If
I've
this,
never tried to enter anything.
Oh, I.
No, a
So
lot
you're
of,
telling us you have a car.
Oh, yeah, she's got an
It's
envy.
her minivan. Yeah, I should, I have a 12-passenger van.
I believe Ormfest had a car show, but the American Legion has also had one at Walker Sanderson, you know.
Oh, yeah.
We
I've
just have
been up
room,
to that too.
you know, we don't have room, and, yeah, it was really nice of the city to offer. To let us combine our car shows and take the proceeds from it, because that's how we finance our American Legion.
That's great.
And I really appreciate the city for doing that. And this be, you know, a fantastic event. We have it from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And that's so that we won't have to pay the mass gathering insurance and all that stuff. You know, however, we will have cars showing up anytime afternoon, probably starting about 3 o'clock, so they can set up and be.
yeah, they love to come early. Yeah.
There's like a whole culture there.
Yes,
And
there's
so-
a very unique group that they all know and they come, yeah.
Right, we have one person to open 15 cars.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
wow.
He did that around the 1929, 1930.
Down the road.
That's
fine. At American Legion, we will be
Something.
handing these out. Last year, we handed out over 2,000, we had 2,000, so we handed out 2,000 posters and a lot of pictures of our posters. Because we ran out.
Rodney will send
Like,
the,
oh, make the list.
But at full size,
like that, Rodney will send the,
yeah, to hand out. That'd be fine.
He's super nice.
That would be.
these little handbill flyers.
Good random.
You know, go ahead, they'll flyers would be also. You know, we had some posters to hand out and throw out and display. And then some just small ones that we can pass out also would be great. Okay, any questions about the project?
No.
The big packet, the downstairs guy that usually does it.
Oh, JC Hackett, yes, he's already been contacted. And he will be providing that service for us for $400, the DJ.
Awesome.
Let's see, who else did we need to contact?
The hot dogs,
Hot dogs.
we're having hot dog dinner.
Yeah, free hot dog dinner.
Hot dog dinner.
Oh, I stood in that line last year. It was totally worth
And
it.
people line up like an hour before you start serving the food, just so you
It's
know.
crazy.
They
Yeah.
create their own way.
It's like all the way, it'll be like
Oh,
all
yeah.
the way around the park.
It will.
Yes.
They will
That's
line
not a
up just to get that.
I like the swig lines.
And then you'll have people that will line up, that will hover, and then they'll try and cut in the line. Yeah, it's a thing.
Oh
We
my
did
gosh,
swap
can't
last
wait
year
for it.
from making our own hot
To
dogs
catering,
to
right?
catering, and it did cut the time,
Yes.
the wait time down by about 75%.
And you got a warm hot
Yes.
dog.
Yeah.
So the,
BYU J-Dogs is a.
We will not
catering.
go back.
I have used them.
Yeah.
And worth
I
it,
know.
worth it when I
Totally
need it.
worth it, yeah.
so the Orange City staff, they help us by doing all that, providing the hot dogs and then setting things up and so forth. Now, for our opening, it's gonna be different. Since the car show is the opening event, we will have an opening ceremony. Where we'll bring in the American flag, the probably the old state of flag, since I don't like the new one. And then we'll have the military flags. And as they come across the stage, we'll ask people to stand if they are not served in those branches. And we'll play the military anthem. And then we'll have our chaplain say an opening prayer for us.
Awesome.
So it'll be a short but nice opening. And then there will be also awards given out. And we will give a plaque to our sponsors. Because my American Legion Pulse will also ask people to be sponsors. And so they'll receive a nice plaque for doing that. So anyway. the
We're
fee-
excited.
Yeah. So all the
Super
other
excited.
issues on here, thank you for your.
Okay, we'll forward those on.
Awesome, okay, so do you have other action items though that we need to do? So we need to get the volunteers to Laura. We need
And then
to
we'll.
schedule meetings
schedule
if you
meetings
haven't had
as
a
well.
meeting yet.
Mhm.
What else?
You help me, anything of other things. The next time we'll probably be talking a little bit more about safety plan at our next meeting, so we'll kind of get oriented on that.
What's the date for next meeting? It is
March 13th.
March 13th?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 13th.
This is the one I can remember. February, March.
Nice.
What day is the baby contest?
It's Saturday morning, yeah, and it's over at Hillcrest, yeah.
Mhm. And then by the next.
Little gym place,
Is that big enough?
Mhm.
So it's not gonna be at the Orem Fitness Center again.
No, it wasn't, we did it at Hillcrest last year and it worked really well.
Okay.
Minus our signage, but we'll fix that for this year.
I guess one other thing is that we will have vacancies in our commission, so if you know of someone who might be interested in applying. Send
So
it
some
to me.
people, some
other people.
applications for besides these could have
We
more people.
do, haven't had responses from those.
Say that again?
Are there more than 2 openings for this?
We will have 3.
Somebody else is not doing it?
We didn't ever fill our last
okay.
one, yeah.
Okay.
And then we will probably meet with all of you guys, like the individual ones, like Kaylee will meet with you, all of them before the next meeting.
Okay. The Saturday morning before the parade? No, the
No.
parade is Friday.
No,
Parade
parade
is
is
Saturday
night.
and the baby contest is that morning.
So, oh, and then they just ride in the parade that night?
Uh-huh.
They come back?
Yeah,
Okay.
So they'll have the pancake breakfast that morning, the baby contest that morning, and then they have the parade that night.
And the pancake breakfast is where?
At
That's at the
the
city
city
center.
center park.
at the North Pavilion, yeah. Yeah, it's just a big party that whole day, that whole week. But mostly from Thursday.
Everybody here loves Sunday.
Oh, not the
Except
Parks
for the
crew,
Parks
crew.
not the
Yes,
Parks
that's
crew.
true.
The Parks crew does not like
Monday.
Sunday,
They're
they like
not here.
weekday.
Oh, okay, sorry, my brother's out there waiting.
Oh my gosh, fun.
That's cute. Okay, does anyone want a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
I second.
Awesome, what else do I have to say?
All
Got
in
it, is all in favor? Yes.
Aye.
Alright, score.
Thanks so much for the dessert, so.